Good morning, Vance Cougars. I'm Anthony,
And I'm Valerie.
and welcome to Global Thursday.
We have some very interesting stories for you today. We have Genesis on the Supreme Court on prayer.
We have Torrin on climate change,
We have Naze and Ashere on Boko Haram.
and we have the beautiful Alasia on Jet Magazine.
Thank you, and please tune in.
Have a good day.
All right, thank you guys very much. My story for today's Global Thursday is the Supreme Court on prayer. So, in a 5-4 decision written by Kennedy, the Supreme Court allowed New York to continue hosting prayer before its monthly town board meetings. Now, there are a lot of people that dislike this idea, and there has been a lot of controversy. 23% of American pollsters at Fairleigh Dickinson stated that they dislike prayer at public government meetings. Like I said before, this will cause and can cause a lot of controversy, such as memorials and funerals for veterans. And since this goes back to the Ninth Circuit Court, it cannot go to the Supreme Court. This case cannot go to the Supreme Court. But that's my story for you guys today. Thank you very much. And now Torrin with the climate change.
Now on climate change. Climate change and the direct impact on American lives. No doubt the most important story of this week is the latest report on the real-time impact of climate change. The numbers and the evidence are stunning, but U.S. public opinion is lagging well behind the rest of the world. I learned a lot covering this, especially enjoyed the comments by one of the report's authors, Gary Yo, who said, "What keeps me up at night is the persistence across the population not to recognize that the old normal climate is broken, and we don't know what the new normal climate is going to be."
If you've been hearing that extreme cold spells, like the one that we're having in the United States now, disproves global warming, don't believe it. The fact is that no single weather episode can either prove or disprove global climate change. Climate is the pattern of weather that we observe geographically and over the seasons, and it's described in terms of averages, variations, and probabilities. But a growing body of evidence suggests that the kind of extreme cold being experienced by much of the United States as we speak is a pattern that we can expect to see with increasing frequency as global warming continues. And the reason is this. In the warming world that we're experiencing, the far north, the Arctic, is warming roughly twice as rapidly as the mid-latitudes, such as the United States. That means that the temperature difference between the Arctic and the mid-latitudes is shrinking. And that temperature difference is what drives what is called the circumpolar vortex, which is the great counterclockwise swirling mass of cold air that hovers over the Arctic. As the temperature difference between the Arctic and the mid-latitudes declines, the polar vortex weakens and it becomes wavier. The waviness means that there can be increased, larger excursions of cold air southward, that is into the mid-latitudes, and in the other phase of the wave, increased excursions of relatively warmer mid-latitude air into the far north. Computer models tell us that there are many different factors influencing these patterns, and as in all science, there will be continuing debate about exactly what is happening. But I believe the odds are that we can expect, as a result of global warming, to see more of this pattern of extreme cold in the mid-latitudes and some extreme warm in the far north.
Next up, we have Ashere and Nas with Boko Haram.
And now for your update on Boko Haram. Well, as you know, over 200 schoolgirls were kidnapped in Nigeria about 2 weeks ago, and 300 were killed about a week ago. Well, no one is really interacting and trying to help find these girls, but they're trying to get Barack Obama to come in and help. But the only way Boko Haram would like to interact is if they free the jail men, which is not a good idea because they're putting more criminals out into the streets. And I believe that's more danger because women don't have a lot of rights up there. So I believe if they free the jail men, women are in more danger.
Social media is making it worse. Much of the world is watching for the latest on the abduction in Nigeria of more than 200 schoolgirls. But one of the more intriguing features of the story is the role played by social media. Not unlike the Coney 2012 campaign, #activism, #bring our girls back, attracted a wide range of people to cause, including First Lady Michelle Obama. But there is a backlash developing as some people, many of them Nigerians, have some to resent online commentary by people who know little else about the continent's largest democracy.
And now for information on Jet Magazine by Alasia. Hello, I'm Alasia Chestnut, and here's my story on Jet Magazine. After all of these years of having a hard copy of what you see, Jet Magazine right here, I actually grew up like flipping through the magazines a lot because my grandmother always used to buy them or have them laying around her house or whatever. But like, it's no longer a hard copy anymore. They're going digital forever, and that's scary because, you know, people in the black community, they grew up on this. Like, I did. In the magazine, they showed like local people around like the U.S. that got married and celebrity gossip and, you know, stuff like that. And it's weird not having it anymore. Well, I mean, we're gonna have it, but it's online now. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you. Thank you, Vance, for tuning in to Global Thursday.